In this episode of the Funny Business Podcast, we look at the hardest jobs in the world and what they pay.
And then we have a great conversation about bowling, and we talk about our favorite starter Pokemon. Mike, hit the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, boys and girls, Funny Business Podcast proudly brings to you the tag team champions of the world, Mike Gambita, Matt Sommers. Welcome to the show. Yes, we're back and better than ever. Matt, oh my, whoo. I might have to censor that. I might have to censor that.
No, there was no nip.
I saw a little.
No. I think that's a mole that I have there. I have a mole there. I would never flash the good coworkers of the Funny Business Podcast.
Oh man. Well, I just wanted to bring so much energy to the start of this episode, and I can't even tell myself how good I'm feeling. But let me ask you, Matt, how are you? How are things?
Things are great. I'm having a good time. I got a drink for the first time. I believe last week you said I don't drink on the podcast anymore, so I'm having a drink on the podcast today. I am not tired yet.
No,
yeah, I'm not tired yet, but I took like 2 sips of it, so we'll see.
It's beer one though.
But things are good. Life is good. Ready for another great episode of the Funny Business Podcast. We got a lot of great stuff landed up for today.
Yeah, we're tick-tocking and ready to rock in.
And crocking. So,
Matt, I know I announced last week that I was moving to a new job. Bless you.
Yes.
And you know, everybody has a job, or at least has some type of capacity in which they are engaged in some work for cash. You know, some people may be cashiers. Some people may be working in the marketing field. Some people may not just be working at all, and they still get money because, hey, that's how corporate works.
The cookie crumbles, and some people make $10,000 an episode just doing a podcast. Like, you know, it's the way life is.
Yeah. You can just tell I just wanted a new change of scenery with the new job. But anyway, Matt, you know, I thought to myself, I'm like, I've seen these happen a lot. I've seen these lists curated, and I think it's about time that we review one of these lists. It is the hardest jobs in the world.
Okay.
So,
is this any correlation to dirty jobs with
no?
What's his face?
Mike Rowe.
Great guy. Rowe. Yep.
So this list is from CareerAddict.com. There are 35 hardest jobs in the world. They also include what the average annual salary is for each of these hard jobs.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to go over all 35, so I think I might shrink that down to 15. What do you think?
15 sounds good to me.
All right. So in this list, number 35 is the least hardest, and number 1 is the most hardest.
Got it.
Job. Grammar. All right. Oh, we're going to start off with a bang, quite literally. At number 15, with the average salary of $57,070 a year. An explosive ordnance disposal specialist.
Okay, first of all, $57,070. That's the sound. They throw in the additional 70. You know what? That makes or breaks it. What is this job? I don't know. I don't follow.
That's okay. I'm here to tell you. So these specialists are responsible for safety detonating or diffusing live bombs. The pressure and dangers they face daily are immense, meaning it deserves a place on this list for the most difficult jobs. Whether it's the red wire or the blue wire, I don't think I'd be able to handle making the decision.
That job was worth way more than $57,000. I mean, one wrong choice and you could be dead.
What do you think, Matt? Is it the red wire or the blue wire?
Red.
Yeah, I would go red.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why. My mind just went right to red.
Yeah. At number 14, a pilot. Average salary, $198,190.
I think the salary fits the job, and I would say it's probably pretty difficult. You know, taking a lot of people's lives on your hands. And You really you can't like doze off as a pilot. Can't daydream. Even when you're in the air, can't be like, oh, wow.
Fluffy
These
clouds.
clouds look really nice today. Oh my gosh. Like that's tough to say. So you really got to be on point for the entirety of the flight. Even once you land, like you got to still get to the is the tunnel, the gate,
Tarmac?
the gate. You got to get to the gate safely.
The tarmac?
So yeah, I would say I'm surprised it's not a little higher.
Yeah. So the description, in addition to always being on the go, airline pilots also must deal with weather delays, disgruntled, unruly passengers, and exposure to cosmic radiation. What?
Sure, yeah, in
Sure.
the cockpit. Maybe?
Despite anticipated job growth, competition for jobs at major airlines is fierce, making it difficult to many to jump up the ladder from a regional airline to a top carrier. Number 13, at $61,430, a brick mason.
Okay. I don't know if that's harder than a pilot.
Working as a brick mason requires a lot of physical strength and stamina. The job involves plenty of heavy lifting and maneuvering of substantial materials. All work is conducted outdoors, making it even more challenging in intense heat or wet weather.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not saying it's not a tough job. But sure, it can. Yeah, it's got a fine place on the list.
Do you ever see those cool, I'll say they're on TikTok, but they've definitely been on the internet, where somebody has like laid out a bunch of bricks and they like knock one and then it all like slides perfectly all together for another layer of the brick wall?
Yeah, no, that is cool. Or the ASMR videos they have of them like laying down like the cement for the bricks and then placing them. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Number 12, with an average annual salary of $69,750.
Nice.
A prison warden.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. The role of a prison warden is extremely stressful as they're responsible for managing a large group of convicted criminals. As you can imagine, the work environment is not exactly safe, with them being surrounded by offenders and thus can be highly demanding.
Yeah, I would say maybe a little bit of a lower salary than I would have thought. Because it's very dangerous and they put their lives at risk probably every day when they walk into work.
Mm-hmm. And number 11, average annual salary of $56,360. Matt, number 11, hardest job, a mortician.
Is that the person that deals with dead people?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a low salary than I would have thought.
So morticians are forced to face death every day, having to prepare the deceased for burial. This includes cleaning, embalming, grooming, and dressing them. Also, they tend to work long and irregular hours supporting the family of the deceased.
Yeah, that too. But also, it's got to be very hard on your like mental health to just deal with death as your job. Whether that's like, God forbid, you have to work on like someone you know, or just like helping the family cope and making sure the process is as easy for them as it can be. It's got to be very stressful.
Yeah. Thankfully, I've never had to deal very close to that yet. But I give them a lot of credit, and I hope that they're getting some resources available to them, such as mental health and all that jazz, to keep them sane. Especially if you played mortuary assistant, which freaks out me to the nth degree. You ever see that game, The Mortuary Assistant?
No.
It's basically like demonic. Like there's like one demon that's in one of the bodies, and yeah, it's weird. So at number 10, with the average salary of $48,740, search and rescue worker.
I'm going to need more clarification.
Yep, it's okay. Working for a search and rescue team can be extremely difficult. To succeed in this career, you must be able to think on your feet and have great attention to detail. Whether it's the Coast Guard facing high seas or a mountain rescue team facing sub-zero temperatures at night, search and rescue workers must be able to work fast under extreme circumstances.
And what was the salary?
$48,740.
I feel like no job in the top 10 should be under like 60,000.
Matt, you'd be very surprised.
Oh no.
Number 1 is only $5,000 over 60.
Okay. I feel like I'm going to get very upset at this top 10.
Yeah.
This one is hard, I will say. That's probably fair. Just very underpaid because I feel like these people do a lot of work that is very intense, very high stress, but also something that's very important. And they really have to be good at what they do.
Mm-hmm. At number 9, with the average annual salary of $45,000 a year. And it's very odd that I'm drinking a Miller Lite, but at number 9, shout out to my dad, a logger.
Okay. Sure, you can. I'm gonna throw this one at you. I'm not saying it's not hard. I just know more about this than I do.
So the description is for our coworkers: if you have great physical strength and enjoy being in nature, then this dangerous profession could be for you. Loggers strap on hard equipment to help them cut down large trees. While this might sound simple, it has to be done in harsh weather conditions, making it unpredictable to determine how a tree will fall. Dad sent us a video. He was in this machinery. If I said the true name, I think everybody would be like, what is that? He was in some form of machinery in very deep snow, and he was trying to clear logs for some of his clients that he's working with. But Matt, do you remember a couple weeks ago when it was like 0 degrees out?
Yes.
Yeah, my dad was working that day.
Yeah.
Freezing. And, you know, you have to deal. Dad has encountered mountain lions before, cougars.
Oh, wow.
Bears. You know, everybody says in our area, you know, mountain lions don't exist. Well, they do. You know, Dad has to basically deal with very dangerous conditions, falling trees, briars, or like more like it's like the vegetation, the plant form of like barbed wire. So like you always saw like Dad come home with like cuts on his arms because he's like going through the briars. Yeah, so it's tough, but it's so nice to see somebody who's a blue collar worker working so hard for his job. So shout out to my dad.
Shout out Mr. Gambita. What did he do when the mountain lion came?
If I remember correctly, the story, he was not in a distance where he came face to face with it, but he was in a distance where he could be seen and he could be chased after. And luckily he was not chased after.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. Luckily, my dad, in most cases, has a chainsaw with him. So the chainsaw would have been a great tool for...
yeah. And also, you could
cut
down a tree kind of in a timely fashion to try to like block off the I don't want the tree to land on the mountain lion. That's not what I'm trying to say. But he could like cut down a tree to like block its path.
You made that way too more. I would have just gone right for the jugular with the chainsaw.
That too. That works too. Whatever floats your boat.
Boy, Matt is like, I want to be a true logger and I want to cut down a tree so the mountain lion can't get in my way. Okay, Matt. I'll remember that next time when we're in a survival mode here.
Just do yourself a favor. Just don't ever give me a chainsaw.
Matt wants to play the part, so let's give him the part.
Yeah, no, I'll pass.
All right. So moving on to number 8, average salary of $48,890. A roofer. Raise the roof.
That is a tough job. But
Sucks.
The salary is way less. Yeah, the salary should be way higher.
So the physician strain of working on a roof all day makes this a tough job. Besides the fear of falling, roofers also deal with adverse weather conditions from intense heat and potential heat stroke to harsh winds and rain. I've never seen a roofer be on the roof in harsh rain before.
Yeah, that doesn't seem safe. Seems like a safety violation of some point, I'm going to guess.
Yeah. At number 7, with the average salary of $55,290. Better pull that nice big long hose out for a firefighter.
Yeah. That's number 6.
7.
Oh, that feels like it should be top 5.
Yeah. At number 6, I think everybody knows what a firefighter is.
I would hope so.
At number 6, average salary of $61,270. Iron and steel worker.
Yeah, that makes sense because they deal with a lot of hot stuff.
Yeah, like me.
Okay.
Most iron and steel workers unload and erect fabricated iron members from the skeleton of a structure. Dealing with heavy materials and dangerous tools all day is extremely challenging on the mind and body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Number 5.
It's tough work.
Yes. Number 5, $62,500 average annual salary. A cell tower climber.
I don't know what that is.
Tower climbing is one of the deadliest jobs in the world. According to an experienced cell tower climber, Joe Polin, many dangers come with this job. If you're putting things on the tower and someone isn't paying attention, they could crush your hand. Or if you're on the ground, tools or equipment could fall on your head. You could fall. You could get struck by lightning. There's a long list that could go wrong.
There's a story. There's a Notre Dame student, I believe. He was climbing. I don't know if he was climbing a cell tower, but he was climbing a tower. I think the story goes to get like photo video during practice. And I believe I don't remember if he fell or got struck by lightning, but he actually passed away from it. So I feel like some people might read that and be like, oh, like that's a stupid thing to be on the list. But that is a very dangerous job. So I'm gonna side with, yeah, it's probably top 5.
Yeah.
Or 6.
It's 5.
Sure.
Yeah. At number 4, at $34,730.
34?
34.
Oh boy.
An Alaskan crab fisherman.
Okay.
You have a clean joke that you want to share.
Can you? Why?
Matt, I've known you for a very long time.
I need more details.
Okay. Often described as the most dangerous job in the world, crab fishing involves long hours at rough seas searching for crabs. Weather conditions are arduous, and conditions on board can be grueling. Fishermen are required to work up to 24 hours nonstop searching for crabs, and if there are none to be caught, there is no money to be made. But a good catch can earn tens of thousands of dollars in 1 month. So if you have what it takes, you may be in the position to earn a great deal of money. So this almost sounds like a car salesman, but for crabs.
Mm-hmm. What's that TV show?
Deadliest Catch?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it's just Deadliest Catch. Again, should be a way higher salary. Now, I get that, like, if you don't catch, I guess it depends what you catch. That's true. Yeah, it probably does depend on what you catch. All right, yeah, I'm good with it. I wasn't at first. Now you explained it. I'm good with it.
At number 3, with the average salary of $52,100 a year, an oil rig worker.
Interesting.
So this is a physically and mentally taxing job that involves long hours in a challenging and hostile environment. Jobs can vary from cleaner to painter, right through the driller or tool pusher. Wages are often calculated on an hourly basis with accommodation and meals included. Not a bad gig. The typical work schedule will involve working on the rig for 6 weeks, followed by 6 weeks of leave. There's great potential to make a substantial amount of money, and so the risk is associated with oil rig work is often downplayed by those wanting to earn a high salary.
Yeah, okay, sure.
The oil's just gross.
Yeah, it's very messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's all we got. Matt, top 2. Take a wild guess what these top 2 hardest jobs are.
Wow, that is a stumper. I don't have a guess.
Okay. At number 2, with the average annual salary of $91,100.
Okay.
Healthcare worker.
Yeah.
So whether you're a nurse, surgeon, paramedic, or doctor, your job is going to be difficult. Each day is different and you never know what to expect. Regardless of the hardship, this job is among the most rewarding in the world too. I will say, based on hearing some friends, $91,100 is certainly not an average salary. I think that's a little high.
I was going to say, it seems very high. I think we all, no one should be upset or surprised at this. I think the pandemic really proved how hard working healthcare really is, especially those who work in the front line, because their work life has changed dramatically and it will never go back to being what it was. So yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah. At number 1, as quoted, the hardest job in the world by CareerAddict.com, with the average salary of $65,160. last week was my brother's 21st birthday, believe it or not. So happy belated birthday, Phil.
Yep.
Military personnel.
Makes sense.
So all military roles have their difficulties, but challenging roles such as a Marine and mercenary are among the hardest in the world. These positions require soldiers to put their lives at risk on a daily basis. However, the high paycheck can make up for the serious stress and possible trauma they may result. We need to pay our military more. I'm just saying.
Yes. Yeah. Again, no one can deny that their work is hard. But yeah, they do deserve more.
Either higher pay or better sources of resources for them.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest one is that, if they go overseas and they come back, they have like nothing to fall back on kind of thing. And it's just tough to see them struggle because like they shouldn't have to struggle at all.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. But
interesting.
Yeah. So 35. Well, I'll just throw in some not honorable mentions. So a teacher is at number 34 with the average salary of $62,140. A chef is at number 30 with $56,920.
Yeah, I mean, because you could give people food poisoning.
Yeah. 25 is a carpenter with the average salary of $55,190.
Yep, I agree with that.
A farmer is at number 22.
I think it should be a little higher, honestly.
Police officer is number 20.
Okay.
Astronaut is number 19.
You got to be super smart.
And just skipping through here. A stunt person, at number 24.
Okay, I don't know.
71,870.
What? That's ridiculous.
And then really one that a diamond driller, number 32, $53,600.
Not one I would have thought of.
Yeah, shine bright like a diamond.
Is podcasting on this list?
No, it's not.
Well, let me tell you, it's not easy, folks.
Oh,
yeah, easy.
Okay.
But what do you mean? I mean, we have to come up with topics. We have to be creative. We have to have personalities, and I don't have a damn personality. I just act like I have one.
You have a college degree.
A college degree, correct? I do. Can confirm.
No, you don't need a college degree.
We have to engage for at least an hour. I mean, this is not then someone has to edit the podcast.
I was waiting for you.
Someone has to do clips. Someone has to post on social media. Someone has to upload the podcast. I mean, that's not easy stuff.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We still got to figure out how to get the 50-50 work.
Well, that'll come. And then there's not just podcasting. I mean, we stream. And that's not easy. I mean, we have to try to be good at video games, and we're not. So that's hard in itself.
So we're more of an entertainer.
Correct. Yeah, we really are.
Yeah. So stripper can fall in the same category as a podcaster.
I would say stripping is harder than podcasting. Yes.
The Funny Business Podcast takes pole dancing lessons.
That would be a hell of a YouTube video.
So way back in the day when Matt and I were young and spry and filled with muscles, we participated in a show that we wore jeans, black tank tops, and it was interesting. We had some very Magic Mike-esque performance.
Yeah, I always tell people it was a PG-13 Magic Mike performance.
Matt, it was actually brought up at my going away party that, my boss pulled up a picture and like, who wants to see Mike in a black tank top? And I'm like, no,
that's awkward.
So of course I had to explain why I was in a black tank top up on stage. And, yeah,
no, it's a funny video. Not one that like I look up like ever. Funny story. When I first started seeing April, I told her about it. She's like, well, is it
she watched it, right?
I was like, it's on YouTube. Like, I'm not going to tell you how to find it. But I gave her a challenge. Like, if you find it within 24 hours, like, I forget what I said. She found it in like an hour. And I didn't give her a single hint.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was impressive.
it might be a little tougher for all of our coworkers, because there's no keywords that they have to look up. So,
Correct. Yeah,
it's been a long time.
if you find that video, do not tweet it. Don't do that.
I've been a long time listener. I think you could pair a few things together. So, but yeah, those are the toughest, hardest jobs in the world, and their salaries.
Wow. Well, like I said, podcasting isn't easy. Today's episode of Funny Business is made possible by our friends at Spotify with Anchor.fm.
You know, Matt, after years of using Anchor for Funny Business, our listeners can almost repeat word for word what Anchor can do for a podcast like ours.
Oh, we do. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
And if you're like us with absolutely insane busy lives, when you host your podcast on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or where you are listening now.
So download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. You know what the hardest part about my podcasting job is?
Really? Tell me more.
Transitioning from your segments to my segments, because I never know what to say. But that is my transition right there, and we are going to get into a little buy or sell. Mike, I'm going to go first.
Go for it.
Okay. I'm going to buy Lent.
Lent.
We are in the Lenten season. Ash Wednesday has come and gone. And I really struggled with what I was going to be giving up for Lent this season. But my decision has come down to this. Mike, I have a lot of big life things happening, and soon enough I'll be able to give more details on that.
Uh-huh.
One of the biggest changes I'm going to have to make in what I'm giving up for Lent, I'm giving up fast food.
Okay.
Along with that, I am giving up buying lunch. Like going out on my lunch break and going and getting lunch. I will bring my own lunch every day. So obviously I have to buy lunch from the grocery store.
Okay.
But I will not be going out on my lunch break and purchasing food from a fast food place or a restaurant. Fast food, I will not be doing it at all.
Okay.
No fast food for all 40 days. But specifically when I'm at work, I will not be buying lunch.
What if you run into this scenario where you have like a going away lunch for one of your coworkers or a welcome lunch?
Well, that's tough.
I mean, I'm just giving you the caveats.
Okay, so
here.
Here's my loophole. I'm going to put that on my credit card. I'm going to pay that after Lent. So I technically didn't pay for it until after Lent.
You do realize that you're going to be over a month, and that's going to charge you interest, right?
Well, if it's like a $20 lunch, like what's interest going to be like $1?
That affects your credit score.
Yes, but it's $20. I'll pay it off eventually.
Come on, good credit score, man. That's what we need.
Or I'll just have one of my coworkers be like, "Hey, man, I don't have any cash on me. Can you I'll get you later."
Isn't Lent about forgiveness and?
Yeah, they'll forgive me later.
They'll forgive me. Oh my
god. Yeah, but I also totally didn't forget to pick up what I was giving up for Lent till the day before. That didn't happen. I was very prepared.
I hope you give yourself the grace of having those scenarios. Like you having, let me help you out with this. You having the intention of buying lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there is an intention being like, man, I don't have lunch today, I'm going to go out to eat.
Correct.
That's your intention. That is wrong.
Correct.
But like if you have a scheduled, we're having a going away lunch for so-and-so or a welcome lunch for so-and-so.
Right. Not gonna be like, hey guys, I can't.
I gave it up for Lent.
Yes. It would be tough if we go to like a barbecue place on a Friday though, because that would be, I don't know what I'd eat. I'm also buying Marvel.
Wait, so back it up just a hot second. So
yep.
So you're giving up for just lunch, like going to work for lunch, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Like you can still go out on a Friday night with April if you really wanted to.
Correct.
Whenever she's around.
Because honestly, I I buy lunch almost every day, and yes, it is kind of like a break away from being in the office, but it adds up at the end of the week and at the end of each month. So I got to be a little bit more financially stable, fiscally responsible.
Stable.
So no more buying lunch.
Wow. Good for you, man.
Yeah. Thank you. But I'm also buying Marvel. I think we mentioned this a little bit last week, and I've mentioned on the podcast before that April and I, we've started the Marvel universe, watching the movies. Our next one is the original Black Panther, which I'm very excited for because I haven't really seen it. But I've been enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. The Captain America ones were very good. Civil War, I guess spoilers. I'm just going to throw out spoilers for like the next 2 to 3 minutes. Civil War should have been an Avengers movie.
Really?
Well, it was all the Avengers.
That's a hot take. Oh, you mean instead of saying Captain America Civil War, it should be an Avengers movie?
Avengers Civil War.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I get maybe they would have thrown the Captain America movie in there, but it wasn't really mainly focused on Captain America. It was the war between the Avengers.
It kind of was, though. It was focused more on Captain America.
The beginning was, but then the majority of the middle wasn't, and then the end was. But then also Iron Man got involved, and then they started fighting again.
But technically, if Captain America didn't tell Tony the specific thing that caused the quote fight at the end,
yeah,
that's on Captain America.
Yeah, I don't know. There's also, I was just very thrown off when Spider-Man came in. And who's the other surprise? Isn't there someone else? Black Panther. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, at first I started watching it. I was like, wait, should we know who that is already? Did we miss an order? But like I said, we are going in release order.
Yep.
Which I'm happy we did with, because that's how everybody else saw it. But very good. Iron Man movies weren't as good as I remembered. I liked Iron Man 1. Iron Man 2 and 3 were kind of Thor's been good. Ant-Man I liked a lot more than I thought.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been going well so far.
Interesting. You saw... Oh, God, what was in between it?
Guardians. Both Guardians were good. We didn't watch the Hulk.
We can't.
And we weren't able to find Spider-Man.
It's not Sony's owned by it, so you can't.
Right. Yeah. But I think other than that, we watched everything.
Okay.
My sell, I'm going to sell Thinking Bowling is Easy. Because I have bowled twice now in the past month. And each time going in, okay, I'm just going to throw the ball straight right at the pins, and I'm just going to get a strike. And it's so hard, incredibly hard.
That's awesome.
Yes. Bowling's a lot of fun, though. I don't know if you like bowling.
Do you know I'm the offspring of a decorated bowler?
No.
My mom was a fantastic bowler back in her day.
Does she have a 300 game?
She had a 500 series.
Wow.
So I don't know if anybody, I really,
I have no idea what that means. That means nothing.
I just remember when I was a kid, and I love my mom so much. I saw that she had a what do you call it? A magnet on her on the fridge, and so a 500 series in bowling is a average score of 145 or more.
Okay,
so she's bowled. Oh, God. I don't even know. I forget how this even works. Sorry, Mom. I just saw that. Oh, wait. You average 200. Sorry. This is in bowlingball.com.
Wait, hold on. Hold up. Bowlingball.com.
Bowlingball.com. Kid you not.
That can't be real.
The official website is called Bowlversity. So BOWL and then VERSITY. Bowlversity. But bowlingball.com. So a 600 series means you average 200 or greater as a combined 3-game series score.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's
It's pretty good.
yeah. But yeah, I anytime I get a chance to bowl with my mom, I always love watching it. But I know we don't bowl that often anymore. But it's
Shout out my Uncle Carl. He's the only person I know with a perfect game in bowling and a hole-in-one in golf.
I will say my dad bowled too in a league. I forgot to say that. So I actually come from the offspring of both parents who are bowlers.
Big bowling guy. We'll have to do a bowling date, double date.
Yeah, didn't we try doing? Wasn't that our original plan for episode 100?
I don't remember.
I think that was the original plan.
Well, I think so because we were supposed. Me and April were supposed to come up to you.
Right, and it snowed.
That's right. And finally, I'm selling bills.
I got bills.
Things are expensive. Inflation is ridiculous. But yeah, that's really it. It's just things are expensive. That's all I got.
Matt was sending me texts the other night about what internet should I pick? Is the $10 more worth it?
I knew it was. I just wanted the reassurance that it was.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you chose me as your reassurance.
Well, who else am I going to ask?
I looked at mine and I'm like, I need to lower my bill because I bet that was way too much for me. So
yeah, well, it's funny you sent me what you had, and I was like, wait, should I do I need more?
Yeah. No, I didn't think ahead. Long story short, I asked to increase my speed, but they only increased my download speed. I wanted my upload speed increased. So, and remember, like I said, upload is like when you're uploading a file to Google Drive or you're live streaming. Like that's what you need to upload. You need the up, not the
so
down.
based on what I sent you, am I going to be able to stream?
Yes. Oh my God,
Okay.
100%.
Okay, nice. All right,
Yeah.
awesome.
I could.
Love that.
So,
that's my buy or sell.
okay. Well, I bought tires.
Oh,
What a hefty bill that was. That was probably
purchase.
my big time purchase for my car for the first time. But let me tell you, the confidence level has raised for me actually having 4 reliable wheels on that car. I'm not saying that the wheels I had beforehand were bald. They were more or less just, they were getting to the point where it was time for new tires. So the tire place that I got them from was perfect. They were great. Got me in, got me out. It was fantastic. It was amazing. But yeah, tires.
Do you put winter tires on your car?
I have all season.
Okay. All right. Nice. I don't understand the people who don't get all season and who just constantly pay money to put winter tires on and summer tires and winter tires and summer tires. Like that's just, I wouldn't want to go to my mechanic that often.
I think it's more of a budgeting thing. Like,
But isn't it
I'm
more
not
expensive?
My tires, my tires total, I don't care. I'll share this. It was about $580
Okay.
for 4 mid-tier tires.
Okay.
So,
That's not awful.
No. Oh my gosh, no.
No.
And I was being a little vulnerable when I was talking to the guy over the phone. I said, I have these tires right now. I said, is that comparable to the tires that I'm going to get? He goes, yeah, it's pretty comparable. I said, okay, thank you.
It's nice, helpful.
So, yeah, tires. It's nice having a new set on for the commute. Anyway, I'm also buying cooking late at night. Matt, I didn't even tell you from last week. I had one heck of a time trying to edit, put together the show from last week, and then unpack because obviously I got home the same night that we recorded. So unpacking laundry. And I was like, I need to make meals for this week. So at like 10:40 at night, I started cooking, man. So I was actually cooking until about 11:30 at night. So I had my meals prepped for me for the week. And it made me tired. But and I mean that in a good way where I was tired going to bed and I had a good night's sleep because I was doing something that didn't really involve too much of a screen. Didn't really, scare me or anxiety. It was just making food. And there I was. So cooking late at night for prepping meals ahead of time. I did eat everybody that night, just in case anybody was wondering.
Good. I'm glad you ate. Sorry, I'm fighting off a sneeze right now. I'm trying not to sneeze. Yeah, no. Cooking's just fun. Even meal prepping can be fun.
Yeah. Onto my sells. I'm selling tires.
Okay.
Just a cost that just, it's an RKO out of nowhere, but like you need it to be done. So, my credit card's just sitting nice at a nice tire bill. And I'm like, okay, that's great. I walked up to the guy and he's like, okay, your total's about $480. And I said, you guys take Apple Pay? Because my Apple Pay, like my credit card, for those who don't know, you get 1% if you use the card, 2% if you use Apple Pay, and 3% at select stores. So I was hoping for that 2%er for that. And he goes, no, we only have the card. I'm like,
That's tough.
That's tough. I mean, I did get 1%, so it was $5. So
It's
it
better
wasn't
than
too
nothing.
bad. But I wouldn't have minded a little 2%er. Had to be done. So I'm selling, but I'm really keeping my tires. I don't want to sell my tires. And then I'm selling too many TV shows that I need to watch within the next couple months.
Okay, that's crazy because last week my down and dumps was going to be that I have too many TV shows to watch and not enough time.
So I think I mentioned this before. I started watching You, the show, not
Yep.
I started watching You. I mean, I
Don't
watch
watch
You.
me anymore.
Hello, You. I am also watching In the Dark with Jenna, which is a nice show that was on the CW at one point. I just started watching The Perfect Match, which more episodes came out last week. So like really just, I don't have time. Outer Banks is happening this time around the
very
release
excited.
episode. The Mandalorian is coming out in March.
Very excited.
And then lastly, but certainly not least, I just found out today at the time of this recording, Love is Blind is getting a new season.
They are pumping out episodes of Love is Blind.
I don't have time anymore.
We're going to have to take
don't.
personal days from work so we can catch up on our shows. I
If
didn't
only
say
they
that.
were podcasting form, so I could listen to it on the ride home. I need my Tesla, man. I just put on my Tesla and put on Netflix on it.
Can you actually watch Netflix in a Tesla?
I think you can.
That's ridiculous. That shouldn't be allowed.
In park, I think, though.
That even shouldn't be allowed.
When you're charging your Tesla, like you could sit down and you can watch Netflix while it charges.
Still don't like
Why?
that. It's not safe. You're in the car, you
parked
got to pay
and
attention.
charged.
Yes, correct.
How is that not safe?
Yeah. What if someone's driving at you and you have to get it out of park and move the car?
Mark. Matt, you are charging the Tesla.
Yep,
It is.
but someone
it
can
is
still
certain-
drive into you.
It's the same as if it's a parked car.
Okay, fine. All right. You're parked at your Tesla. You're parked in your Tesla. You're watching Netflix. Guess what's coming from the sky? A meteor
Oh my
coming from the sky. All right. And you're just sitting there like, oh man, I don't think these guys are gonna get married. Bam! Meteor hits the car. What are you gonna do now?
Oh my god.
Now you lost your Tesla. You lost your Netflix, and you're probably dead. So
You probably died.
you know what? Go for it. Watch your Netflix and your Tesla. Don't come crying to me when you're dead.
Okay. Fine, I won't. Yeah, there's way too many TV shows, man, and not enough time.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, there's probably gonna be another season of Too Hot to Handle that's gonna come out too. And I'm not ready for that.
And the worst part is my baseball season starts soon, and I'm gonna have no
And
time to watch anything.
Ted Lasso's coming out too.
I have yet to watch that.
Oh man.
I've wanted to. I've heard it's very good.
I'm just
You mean Ted Lasso, the guy from Fortnite?
the guy. No, he's not from Fortnite, is he?
Yeah. I
he
think
have a
he's in
character?
Fortnite. I think so. I'm
Ted.
fairly positive. I think when they
No.
did the I thought he was in when they had Neymar.
No.
There's definitely a video game that has Ted Lasso in it.
It's oh god. I forget. Crap. Ted
Is it Rocket League?
Lasso.
Do they have Ted Lasso thing?
No, they have. It's for FIFA 23.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it was. Yeah. I was
AFC Richmond.
close. I was close.
Yeah. Bringing out Roy Kent. Anyway. But yeah, too many TV shows. And that is
Yes.
my buy and sell.
Yep, I agree. Let's wrap up the show with a little of the OG segment. It's time for Take It. Mike, a very exciting topic we have today. Sometimes we get to pick two between. Sometimes it's just whatever we want.
I like a pick
we
two,
have
like
three
Panera.
options on this one. Yes, you picked me. Pick two.
Me pick two.
We have three options to pick from.
Okay.
Mike, do you like Pokemon?
Oh, I already know my answer.
Okay, you don't even know the question.
The starter Pokemon, which one would you choose?
So, not just any starter Pokemon. What is the best original starter Pokemon?
So Charizard,
Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur. Yeah.
I'm going with Squirtle, man. The water type. Yeah.
Go on.
Squirtle. I know I'm kind of... Wait, so is this a 3-tiered Pokemon? No, sorry. Are you having more take-it segments because we're going to keep climbing, or is this kind of... Is this
no,
it?
This is it.
Okay. I thought you were going to say, what is it for the Hoenn region? What is it for the Pinta?
No.
I don't even know the names of the regions.
No.
I've always gone water type every time I've played Pokemon, and Bulbasaur is what started that trend for me. I've always loved Blastoise. I had an incredible nickname for my Bulbasaur. It was called Shell Shock.
Do you mean Squirtle?
What's that?
Do you mean Squirtle?
Yeah, Squirtle. But obviously to the evolution of Blastoise.
Yeah.
So there's Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fabulous name. It's called Shell Shock. Ha! Pretty banger name. But I always knew that in my time, wow, we're being nostalgic here.
Mm-hmm.
I always remember how I won with like 1 HP left in the championship match. I forget the guy's name. Was it Gary? I think Gary actually stepped in. That was... I'm gonna have to historically pull this up. Pokemon Leaf Green champion. Did you have Fire Red or Leaf Green?
I believe I had Leaf Green.
Yeah, Leaf Green. So the champion was... That's Pidgeot? What do you mean? I need the person. Oh, so it was with your rival. So you went through the Elite Four, but then you had your rival because they were the champ. So you had to beat your rival, and you were able to name your rival. I forget what I named it, but I remember coming in clutch with Blastoise with, I think it was, wow, I remember the animation to it, but I just can't put it on my tongue. But yeah, Blastoise and Squirtle all the way. So,
well, I'm going Charmander.
I could easily take you down.
Okay, in that scenario, yes. However, now Squirtle is probably the cutest of them all, and I do love Squirtle. I can't agree. Can we agree Bulbasaur is third?
Yes.
Okay.
I think as of Bulbasaur as of right now, but if you asked me what's the 3 final evolutions, so between Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise, that's tough.
I mean, that's the easiest of them all.
It is, but like I would have a little bit. No, Blastoise.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Charizard is way more badass.
Blastoise has an... I mean, sorry. Charizard. God. Charizard has a worse attitude than Blastoise.
Because he's a bad boy for life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
don't want to see Charizard walking down back alley.
Do you want a bad dog for the rest of your life?
What?
What did you say?
Don't worry about what I said. What did you say?
I heard it. I can mute that audio. Remember, that's someone who has to put the podcast together. That's me.
Right, it's not me.
Or no, you lost me there. Why would you like to have a bad dog, like a bad pet?
So he's not a bad pet. He's just got a temper. He's got to reel him in.
Would you like to have a bad pet with a temper?
If you're a good owner, you can handle it. And I would be a good owner of my Pokemon because I would work with them. I would train with them.
I want to be the very best.
Like no one ever was. Do.
To catch them is my real test. To train them is my car. Okay.
Yep.
I will travel across. Okay.
Also, so we got Charmander. We got Charmeleon.
Charmeleon.
Is that correct?
Hmm?
And then Charizard. Wart Turtle. Awful name. Just a terrible name.
Okay.
He's also just an irrelevant Pokemon. Like no one cares about Wart Turtle. It's either Squirtle or it's Blastoise. Like at least you have Charmander's cool, Charmeleon's cool, Charizard's badass.
Now I'm thinking with Bulbasaur. Oh, I'm trying to think their second one.
You have Venusaur and
Venusaur and
Mr. Irrelevant. I don't know.
Mr. Relevant.
Who cares?
Bulbasaur. Sounded pretty good. Gosh, what is the name of this? Bulbasaur. Ivysaur.
Also irrelevant.
Did you ever see Blastoise? Oh, was it EX or is it GX? There was a game that came out that allowed I want to call it a synchro summon, mixing two card games at once. Crap, what was the name of it? Like the Mega. It was a Mega Blastoise. No. Sorry.
I don't follow.
Bulbasaur. No. Yeah, Bulba. No. I'm sorry. Great podcasting content.
This is incredible.
Squirtle evolution line.
All right, while you're looking that up, Charmander and all of his evolutions, their tails are on fire. I mean, mic drop right there. I mean, there's a couple of Pokemon that are on fire, but Squirtle's cool and all, and like they shoot water and that's awesome, but like the Charmander and Charmeleon and Charizards, they can breathe fire, and they're dragons, and their tails are on fire, and that's just badass.
Did you know that if Charmander's flame goes out, he dies?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen with Squirtle.
Okay.
Just saying.
That means Charmander's got to be a better fighter.
No.
Which he is.
What do you mean? I'm really trying to find this Mega Evolution.
I can't help you out.
I forget when it came out. It was a Mega Evolution. So in particular, it was a Mega Evolve that actually could happen in the middle of the battle. So you could have Blastoise, Mega Blastoise, which I'll never be able to show you, but I will give you that Charizard actually has two forms of Mega Evolution, which is a Mega Charizard X and a Mega Charizard Y. There's Mega Mewtwo X, Mega Mewtwo Y, Mega Blaziken. Like, just it was a really cool time. I wish I was able to play it, but it just sucked because it didn't bring back the original Pokemon. But anyway, I digress.
I don't mean to disrespect Bulbasaur either. Bulbasaur is cool. Ivysaur and Venusaur, trash. Like, the only reason Bulbasaur is third is because he's the coolest out of all three evolutions.
Did you ever see a kid being placed down and there's 3 plush animals of Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander? And it's like the most important decision of them all. And like the baby starts walking and whatever it picks, it's
badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have any Pokemon takes, I know some people that listen might have a lot of Pokemon takes. Let us know. So that's /funny business. You can find out on social media. I mentioned I bought Pokemon game a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Haven't touched it.
Favorite legendary Pokemon?
I couldn't tell you the name of a single
Really?
one. I could picture them. I can't tell you the names.
Give me the colors. Give me the look.
I'm blanking.
Really?
Can't think of a single one. Yeah.
My favorite is Rayquaza.
Can I go with Mewtwo?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go with Mewtwo.
It's a legendary.
I didn't know if that was considered one.
It's legendary, Matt.
Sure. Okay, sure.
Yeah, Rayquaza. That was the green dragon.
The one that's got like the scales as tails kind of thing? Yeah.
It has like the pointers and
yes.
like, yeah.
Yep.
So it's got one hell of a roar. So But yeah, let us know. Matt already said the link, but I'll say it one more time because you know how much I love saying our solo.to/funny business. You can find all of our good stuff, our merchandise, our social media, and where you can listen to if you are already listening to someplace else. It is there. It's available to you. Mr. Matthew.
Yes.
What is your advice for the coworkers of the funny business world?
So you kind of mentioned, I had different advice, but I'll say this one instead.
Right.
We brought up the mortician. It's not a terrible idea that if you're like 25 listening to this podcast, maybe this is a little irrelevant. But as we get older in life, one thing that if you're financially able to is to take a look at a will, and even to maybe just set your plans already for whenever the time comes that you are no longer here. It takes a lot of stress off of family members when that stuff is already taken care of, so they can really just grieve. They don't have to worry about, burial, getting a plot, and it's a lot of money too. So obviously you have to do it when you're financially stable. But recently I've had some family members pass, and it's just a lot less stressful when that stuff's already planned out. So it's just something to think about as we all get older and wiser.
Yeah. My it was so funny. I know I'll shout out to my parents one more time, but so in the state of Pennsylvania that you can write a quote will on like a napkin and it's a viable document.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my parents, before they went on a cruise, they texted me. They're like, just so you know, the three of you are on a will. And I said, wait, what is happening? And they're like, well, like we thought, the whole spiel, like we thought about it and like thought it'd be less stressful for you guys if something did happen. And yeah, it's just, you never, it's inevitable, but and there's a lot of emotion to it. And it was funny. I actually mentioned to this beforehand. I actually called one of our Sisters of Mercy today before our recording, and Matt probably knows in particular who this particular sister was. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about grief and like how we recover from it. But Andrew Garfield was on Stephen Colbert, I think it was a couple years ago, and he was talking about the loss of his mother. And he said that I hope this grief stays with me because it's all the unexpressed love that I didn't get to tell her. And that just stuck with me because it's like you could grieve all this time, but really it is the unexpressed love that you have never shown your love. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, definitely planning ahead is good. So,
yep.
Well, that was good. What a good episode.
Also, I don't know how we just didn't talk about this now. This is episode 150.
Yes.
That's a crazy number.
Up in the morning, girl, then the DJ playing this song. Come get your girl. I'm a geek. Do you remember that song?
No, clearly not.
Oh, okay.
But shout out to us for 150 episodes, 150 straight weeks of the Funny Business Podcast.
150. Liddy. 150, as I would say.
There
100 episodes ago.
Yep. Big plans for episode 200.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
We will have something big planned. So there are big plans. I don't know what they are yet.
Maybe we have to, because let me think about that. That's about 2 years from now. Actually, no.
No, it's a year from now.
Oh my God, it's a year from now.
Because there's 52 weeks in a year.
Oh.
Wait, did I do that? Yeah, it's almost a year from now.
It's almost a year.
A little less, wow. I think.
Wow. Next year will be our 10-year reunion from high school.
I'm going to throw up.
I'm going to be sick.
I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up. Dale, don't do it here.
Well, that's a more positive note to end. So thanks so much for listening. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.